Raven.
And I'm Ahmaad.
And we're the Hoods. Welcome to Hood Tales, where we take you through the ups, downs, and merry-go-rounds of millennial marriage.
Yeah.
It's episode 8. Season 4, episode 8. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
4 episodes. 4 seasons.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Nuts. There are 2 more episodes in this season, so if you have not been catching all of them, go on back, catch on up. We'll still be here.
We gonna be
okay, we'll still be here, so go on, catch on up, come back, see us.
Okay.
But today we're gonna be talking about how your happiness is your own responsibility.
Yes.
I know. So, I've talked about this. I don't really think I've talked about it on the internet per se, because internet can be very judgy, child. However, Ahmaad and I have talked about it, and I've talked about it in my friend groups and stuff a lot. So if you don't know, Tia Mowry, Hardrick is now just Tia Mowry. She got divorced, I want to say 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 2022 is when she got divorced.
And because Buddy being in All American.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, so Tia Mowry got divorced from her husband Corey Hardrick in 2022, and they had been married for like 15 years, give or take. And her divorce really kind of awakened something in me, and not for a negative reason, guys, so let's clear that all up. But she stated that she's gone on this like self-healing, self-awakening, self-love journey, and it started in like 2018 or 2017 when her grandmother passed, and how that was the first person that was close to her that had passed away, and it made her kind of like reevaluate life. That she was like, that her grandmother was such a champion of life, that death and like the grief surrounding that really made her realize just how short life can be, and that she wasn't living it in her full happiness potential. Okay, now at the expense of that came her marriage. However, she went on a journey. She was like, she started therapy, and so this is now 6 years later, or 4 years, I would say, after her grandmother passed and she got a divorce. But we are now 6 years later, so she is now living 2 years as a single woman, and she's documented that very well, I feel like,
very well.
In her own content, and even just in interviews and speaking engagements and things. But this is one of her quotes, okay? She said, as women, we tend to focus on everyone else's happiness, making sure that everyone else is okay. Children, friends, family, but at the end of the day, it's all about self-love. And I was like, huh. Now, if you are new here, I am team proponent of Michael Jordan. F them kids, okay? I think that children literally ruin your life. Her testament being one of them. Now, I believe that most parents love and adore their children, couldn't imagine life without them. My mother included, because, who could imagine life without me? However, there is, what? I just feel like there's a certain level of never-ending attentiveness that comes with being a parent, which is also probably the reason why I'm like, no. Because my mother is still somebody's mama right now, Today. And I think that, well, and naturally so, because like their baby is completely and like dependent on you. And as children, we are still completely dependent on you. Like, we need to have roofs over our head, food, all the things. And I think that when you also add in being a wife on top of that, it, although enjoyable, it can also feel like another person to take care of. And we be struggling to make sure that we are intentionally doing things together, and we don't have no kid in here.
Facts.
Like, we're just dream chasing. So like, I can only imagine the burden of finding, or the realization of realizing that you have not taken care of yourself, and that you may be unhappy, and she has done the work to try to find that. Now, she has not stated what led to their divorce, whether it, now I have my own speculations. Now these are things that I could see happening even if it was you and I, okay? Is that this evolved version of herself realized that he might not have evolved, and that this new version of her can't be with that. And or he realized that this new version of her he couldn't deal with. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. For whatever reason, you know? So it's my speculation, but also I could see that truly being a reason. Mm-hmm. For whatever, you know, whatever that evolution looks like. But I also think too, one of the other things that really struck me about her divorce and finding happiness is her philosophy around divorce. And we talked about this in our marriage, our church marriage group, when it first happened, because, and they were hot, because she flat out said that she does not feel like her marriage was a failure, even though it ended in divorce. Mm-hmm. And I immediately was like, what?
Took me back to
it. Took me back because I have never, yeah, took me back, thank you. I had never heard of someone describing divorce in a positive manner.
No.
I have never seen people be divorced in a positive, amicable manner. She said that she like viewed marriage as kind of like a curriculum, right? And that they passed. Like, they, for the time in which their marriage was supposed to be a marriage, they did great. They created wonderful memories together, 2 beautiful children together, and this is it. We have now graduated from this thing. And I was just like,
yeah.
Like, I genuinely was like, that is such a beautiful way to describe something having an end of a season. Mm-hmm. You know? And not that Ahmaad and I are looking to be divorced. However, it really made me realize and think and sit back and be like, okay, so assuming that our divorce was amicable, like if we were to be divorced, mm-hmm. amicable, and like we simply just grew differently, mm-hmm. That I don't think I would look back on our marriage and say this was a failure.
Mm-hmm. I've been telling you that since I started therapy. You
have been.
Like, if for whatever reason, you know, and I've always told Raven, like, she's my friend first, mm-hmm. so I'm always gonna do what's best for my friend, even though she's my wife. I'm always gonna do what's best for my friend. And sometimes when you do what's best for your people, sometimes that might not include you.
And that's a hard pill to swallow.
It really is. But also at the end of the day, when it comes to our marriage, the person that I've become because of this marriage, whole lot better than the person I was when I entered. And I'm not going to count that as a loss just because mm-hmm. we're not together anymore. Honestly.
Yeah, not overall.
Also,
you know what I mean?
You know, not only all of that encompasses the person that I've become. What? You know, me learning how to love better, you know, me learning how to give more, me learning how to be selfish more, you know what I'm saying? Like, that all is encompassed in that. So I was finna say something else, but no, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it was just something interesting. I was just like, wow, like I have never heard the people talk about marriage like such.
Divorce like such.
Yes, divorce like such. Sorry, not marriage like such. Also, another big example of the not being happy in your marriage is Will and Jada Smith. Or Jada Pinkett Smith. You gotta know what I'm talking about. So, if you do not know, in Will's memoir, and they've talked about it on the Red Table Talk as well, he talked about, also amazing book if you have not read it. He talked about how for Jada's 40th birthday, he threw this huge, like, 3-day extravaganza. And this particular night, I think this might have been day 1 of the parties. He traced her ancestry back all the way back to slavery. Like, there was this video on it, and there were pictures and like all these other things, and at the end of the video there was a standing ovation, and his family's crying and her family's crying, and she's just sitting there, stale face, refusing to make eye contact with him. And it pissed him off to the highest level. And so they talk about how they get home and they argue in a way that they had never argued before. And she tells him that that gift and that party was the biggest display of ego. And his rebuttal to her, and I'm going to read it verbatim because it's such an interesting quote. He said, "I retired from trying to make you happy. You are free. You need to go make yourself happy and prove to me that it's even possible. But I quit. You go do you. I'ma do me." Prove to me that it's even possible would have had me knocking him upside them big old loopy ears. But also, ate. He ate with that one little thing. He ate with that one little thing. And Jada ended up talking about this in the Red Table Talk when they talked about it. But she said that her response to him and to life after the fact was that this next 40 years of my life has to be done my way. The picture of my life has to be directed by me. And I feel like both of them were very much so true and correct, because both things were in fact true. In regards to them, but she said that to place the responsibility for your happiness on anybody other than yourself is a recipe for misery.
Ooh. No lies.
8 now. And it's such an interesting thing to me because I'm like, I feel like people ask the question all the time, like, are you happy in marriage? You know what I'm saying? Like, is your and I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, one thing I have always lived by, and I just quoted this to Ahmaad last week actually, is that at the end of the day, there is only one person that I am accountable for in this world and in this life, and that is me. I have to look myself in the mirror every day and be okay with whatever choices I have made in life that day, over the years, and I have to sleep with that at night. Like, I know he's not going to be restless if I am unhappy. Now, he may be, you know what I'm saying, because that's my husband. He got a big old caring heart, but that's not the point I'm making here. Is that if I am unhappy because of a choice I have made or didn't make, that's on me. Like, that's not on him to make. And I move through life that way.
Yes.
As selfish as it may be, I move through life that way because if Ahmaad dies today, I still have to be okay. If we get divorced tomorrow, I still have to be okay. And that is independent of anyone else.
Yeah. I used to feel like that. You know, they always say, you know, happy wife, happy life.
Yes.
And, you know, for me, being a recovering people pleaser, for a good while, whether she do it or not, you know, I was always trying to please my wife. But then you get to a point like, Will, like, bruh, that's not even on you. And two, you know, you're carrying around more than likely unwanted expectations. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want that. Who said I wanted this 3-day party?
For you
Who said I wanted a party anyway?
Yeah.
I might have wanted you to make me a PB&J and stick a candle in it. Like, who said that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, it's really not up to you. And the sooner you figure that out, the freer you will be. And I'm saying that from experience, because when I stopped trying to make her happy and trying to see, oh, if I do this, that, and the third, I go get her some Mancino, she gonna be happy, you know? Nah, nope.
Yeah, because the intention behind it is so interesting, because I didn't even realize that was what you were doing until you said something. Yeah. Like, to me, it came off as you just being thoughtful, not that you were intentionally trying to make me happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I, you know, would do the same. Like, you know, if it's, you know, something that you want at the store. Like, you know, it was a new flavor of Doritos late nights. You know what I mean? It's different. And the intention is not to make you happy. Yeah. But it's just being thoughtful of you and the things that you like.
What's the difference being courteous versus actually trying
I know,
to
that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even realize that was what you were trying to do until you told me.
And it killed me because I watched my daddy do that my whole life. Dad was hard. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And it really made me realize, because after I did it and realized that I was doing it, and I realized that he had been doing it, it also made me realize how he had came up short.
By trying to do it.
Yeah. That doesn't actually work.
No, because it's such a fleeting,
goal.
Yeah,
that
like it's
goalpost
just not
is moving. It got cleats on. It's
well,
running.
not even a goalpost, because how is it a goalpost when I don't know you're trying to do it?
Furthermore, proving my point. You know what I'm saying?
Who knew that was the race you were trying to run?
Yeah, but like, it's stupid, because you can't. There isn't anything that I can do to stop your day from being bad if it's already bad.
Touche.
That is on you. There have been plenty, and I'd be upset. I come home, I done worked over a hot clipper, just slaving over a hot clipper, and I get home, and she not happy to see me. What do you mean? I'm your whole world. I'm the greatest good you're ever gonna get. Okay.
I know that's right.
But like, no. And then now I'm thinking like, man, I did something. Ain't up. You've done nothing.
It was some white people at that job.
Hello. And they need to leave her alone. But still, like, it had nothing to do with me.
Mm-mm.
And also, because it had nothing to do with me,
you could
come on now.
Mm-hmm.
That means you can't fix it, and it's not on you to fix. So stop trying to. The one thing that I've learned with my wife, and really with my people in general, is that when they need help, they'll ask. This is too heavy for me. I need you to step in for me. Cool. But even then, that doesn't mean that I'm in charge of your happiness.
Mm-mm. No, and it doesn't mean that you can't or don't or shouldn't try to do things to appease that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's Ahmaad religiously, and I appreciate it, and I know it's coming every month. Every period I have had since we have been together, Ahmaad gives me a payday. Now, to know me is to know I was raised by a diabetic senior citizen.
Boy.
Okay, and so I was raised on paydays.
Paydays raised.
I was raised on paydays. I love me a good payday. If you want to know who keeps payday in business, it's me and Tanya. Yeah, we keep paydays in business. But ever since he, knew that like that's in like my top 3 favorite candy bars. Every period, I used to buy them myself, which is also I think where it started at. I used to buy one.
Mm-mm. One, you ended up having a period at my house one weekend.
I sure did.
And you did not have a payday, and you were so hurt. I went to the store and bought you a payday. I've been buying you paydays every that was like 2016.
Yes, I know, but even still, that is now. I genuinely don't even think about it. I don't put them on the grocery list. I don't make sure I stop at the liquor store, the gas station, 7-Eleven. I don't do it because I know that when Ahmaad comes home, he's gonna have me a payday.
Sometimes I do it like birthday cards, and I just get a couple of them, stash in the car, or put it in my closet or something. And then when the time comes, I just put it. Bam,
so
got you.
Funny, but yet and still though, yeah. I know that he's going to have that. Like, it's just kind of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that that's not to say like, you can't do things to try to appease and make the situation better, but to realize that it's not your job is the intention behind it.
Also, if I'm doing my damnedest to make you happy all the time, who's doing that for me? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one is, that is truly your own thing.
And I also think too, to give grace to you and your father, I think that people pleasing is very easy to do, and a trap to find yourself falling into when all you want is peace in your home.
That's very true. That's very true. And I wasn't saying that in a bad way.
I know. I'm just,
Yeah, I get it.
I think that that's a very easy thing to fall into, and because you truly do want to see your partner happy.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that it's an ill intent. I don't think it's manipulative to try to be the people pleaser. I think that it is positive intent. However, it doesn't always land that way, especially when people don't know that that's your intention. That's like, I do things to make you happy. You know what I'm saying? But it's not I don't walk around, or I don't behave in this marriage as if your happiness is on my shoulders. Because clients piss you off every day, and there's not much I can do about that.
Stop doing that.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just not much I can do about that. So,
yeah.
I'd be like, dang, that's crazy. Anyway, what you need today? Like, you know what I mean? Like that, because it's not much.
She don't be dismissing me like that.
No, I don't. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's not much I can really do about that, other than let you vent, let you get it out, and we go on about our business. Because I don't know what else to do with this.
Yeah.
So now you may be asking, well, Raven, how are we supposed to find happiness in marriage? You like my transition? And to which I will reply, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, I think that there are quite a few ways to make sure that you are maintaining and controlling your own happiness in your relationship. And when I was scripting this, I was like, I'm high as well, because I was trying to really formulate these into actual pragmatic and practical things to pick.
Episode and got heavy. I'm crying. No, I'm kidding.
And the first one is hobbies, but specifically hobbies that are independent of each other. I think that now granted, we have a lot of shared hobbies that we like to do together. And some of those hobbies are things I will also do alone, i.e. going to the movies.
Okay. Don't do it. Watch a TV show.
Yeah, I love me a good TV show. Love me a good movie. I will go to the movie, get me a large popcorn and a large high C orange vanilla, and sit there by my lonesome and have a great time.
And if you ain't had that orange vanilla, you need to get it.
I'm telling you. But Ahmaad likes to go bowling, which I know we've talked about on here before. And like, you go by your lonesome. I don't have to. First of all, I used to love bowling. I grew up bowling as a kid in a league with my siblings and my mama every Saturday. I just not going on now as a big adult. I just can't have it. First of all, I like to keep my nails done. We're not gonna play them games with the bowling balls. Okay? But Ahmaad goes and he has a great time. Now he bowls with other people, but he's gonna go bowling whether I go or not, because that's what he likes to do.
That's very true.
That's what he likes to do. And so I think that that's a good example of hobbies. Also, Ahmaad also pointed out to me, which I did not think of as something to find my own personal happiness, but it definitely is, which is a personal routine, and specifically a mindfulness, or like a meditational routine. That was the other M word I was looking for. Because I get up every morning like clockwork. Lately it's been 5 a.m. And I get up and I pray and I stretch for 15 to 20 minutes and I read my Bible. And I make my to-do list for the day. And at that point, now I am ready to go. You know, like I need that time in the morning to literally like wake up and get everything out. Like, and if I don't do one of those things, I'm a little shaken. Not that might be OCD, I don't know, but I'm a little shaken for the rest of the day, because my morning has been thrown off. But those are things that set me up to have a successful day. And so yeah, even just having that, because Ahmaad is usually still in the bed at the time, which is neither here nor there, because he wouldn't really make a difference if he was awake during the time, because it's just something that I personally need to do.
Also, as a person who likes to be up under their spouse, and I'm talking about me, not her, I had to learn to give her that space. Even if I am up, I'm gonna stay in the bed till 5:30. So what? I read my Bible in the room on my phone. It's cool. I got no issue, because I want you to have that alone time, so that can help attribute to your happiness.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, one thing that will definitely attribute to your, will contribute to your happiness is celebrating all the wins. Every win, every achievement. And I used to say, big and small, because that's how people, frame stuff. But a win is a win.
Is big.
It don't matter if it's big or small. A win is a win.
A win is a win.
A win is a win.
And sometimes all you just need is one.
To get the thing rolling.
And I'm telling you, a win is a win.
Snowball effect.
Also finding ways to increase your self-esteem, whether that be through daily affirmations, therapy. My most personal favorite daily affirmation is, "Oh my mama, oh my hood, I look fly, I look good."
That's funny, because I did not think that's what you was going to say.
What did you think I was going to say?
I thought you was going to say, my favorite daily affirmation is sleeping. I thought you
That's not an affirmation.
Who said?
Screamy. No. Yes, but seriously, because it is true. Because oh my mama, oh my hood, I look fly, I look good 24/7.
No lies.
No lies. I'm outside of the miles of babe, but you are about to be 30 with. No longer a babe. Anyway. Also find something to do daily that makes you feel happiness. I don't care if it is, my thing has been lately, a Dole mango fruit cup. It is something about that little fruit cup in my lunchbox that just does it for me. I'm telling you, it just does it for me. I don't care if you need to pop a little mini Rice Krispie treat in your lunchbox. I don't care if it means going outside when the weather is nice, kind of here in Michigan, on a lunch break, taking a quick little hot girl walk, whatever, doing some yoga, whatever that needs to be for you to find a piece of joy in the day, because one, it breaks up the mundanity of life. Mm-hmm. But two, it is something that you are doing for yourself that you also look forward to. Mm-hmm. And last but certainly not least, the most important thing is to learn to let yourself feel happy and lean into the moments when you do.
I love that.
Thank you. It's also a word to myself. Yeah. Taken straight from my journal. Badoom.
In Grey's Anatomy, years ago, there was this saying, and I think it kind of applies to happiness as well. They were applying it to relationships. But also, it works. Allowing your partner to stand in the sun.
Or even choosing to stand in the sun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Whatever that looks like. As far as your happiness goes. Stand in the sun.
Do you have anything else to add? What's your hood highlight of today's episode?
The crazy part is I started this episode with my hood highlight in my brain. And guess where it is? Not there.
Now, how you start the episode with a hood highlight in your brain?
Because I knew.
Oh, because you read over the script? Okay.
No, I just knew what we were talking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to flip it to you and come back to me, please.
My hood highlight would have to be that although you should be happy in your marriage, that your happiness is truly your own to discover, to have, and I think that having a sense of individuality while continuously always being with another person is something sacred enough for you to cherish and to feed into. Yeah, that's what I like.
I like that a lot.
Thank you. Oh, what's yours?
My hood highlight, this has been a really tough one. I'm usually pretty good with this on the fly. But my hood highlight would have to be that you matter. At the end of the day, you matter. And you should matter to you. You can matter to your spouse, you can matter to your kids. But when something matters to you, you take time, you take effort, and you put into that thing or that person. Make sure you're that thing and that person. That's my life.
That's good. Well,
that's
a wrap on episode 8.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys
much
for watching. If you have any advice, questions, and or topics you want us to cover, email us at hoodtalesadvice@gmail.com. I am _Raven Camille on Instagram and TikTok, and you can also follow the Hood Tales Instagram page at Hood Tales Podcast on Instagram and Hood Tales with Raven Ahmaad Hood on Facebook.
And you can find the Hood Tales on YouTube.
Oh yes, sorry, I forget that all the time.
Okay, at Raven Camille TV.
Yes, for those of you that watch us, thank you for watching.
God bless you. On Instagram and TikTok at _the Gentleman's Groomer.
All right, till next time, y'all. Bye.